Hey guys, and welcome back to The Outer Rim. I'm Gabe Green, and here I will be recapping all of the incredible Star Wars news that just came out of the Disney shareholders call. I'm going to run through every single Star Wars film and a Disney Plus TV show announcement, and oh boy was there a bunch. First up is Rangers of the New Republic and Ahsoka. So these are coming from the duo of Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Quoting the broadcast, set in the timeline of The Mandalorian, these interconnected shows will culminate in a climactic story. So it sounds like Dave and Jon are building their own Arrowverse type thing with these three shows. It'll be really interesting to see if they can pull off this type of massive interconnected story. I am wondering if these two shows are going to be single season and then they'll all end together with like season 3 of The Mandalorian. Like, is that it? Are they going to then branch off and continue in further seasons, or will it all just be one massive final arc leading to, I don't know, wherever these shows are going? This world of The Mandalorian just got a whole lot bigger. My guess is that Rangers of the New Republic will be about Cara Dune accepting the offer from Carson Teva. I'm personally not that interested in a show about Cara Dune, but it's Star Wars, so I'll have to watch it. I'm also wondering if the Ahsoka series is going to be the much-anticipated Rebels sequel show. You could tell that in The Mandalorian they were already bringing in elements of Rebels like Thrawn. I do wish that this would have been animated. I think that's the best fit for Ahsoka, and Filoni is at his best in the animated format. But to be honest, if this is the Rebels sequel show, I'm just glad it's finally happening. It feels like it's been forever since that show ended, and I have been waiting since that day for a new one. The next show was Andor. This Disney Plus show is going to be a 12-episode spy thriller following the very awesome Cassian Andor, Tony Gilroy from the Bourne series, and Michael Clayton. He also oversaw the rewrites and reshoots of Rogue One. According to many sources, he saved that film. He is going to be the showrunner of Andor. The pilot episode and probably several more will be directed by Todd Haynes. He's done really excellent work on Doctor Who, Sherlock, and a fantastic BBC miniseries called Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Check it out if you haven't. It started shooting in late November, about 2 weeks ago. Diego Luna is returning in the titular role, as is Alan Tudyk as K2SO. Genevieve O'Reilly will also be reprising her role as Mon Mothma. The series will also be starring the awesome Stellan Skarsgård, Adria Arjona, Fiona Shaw, Denise Gao, and Kyle Solar, and it will be coming in 2022. I think that's going to be the soonest live-action series aside from The Mandalorian Season 3. Then we have Obi-Wan Kenobi. This will be set 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, and along with the returning Ewan McGregor, it will also star Hayden Christensen returning to the role of Anakin/Darth Vader for the first time in over 15 years. And I can't say I've been all that excited about this show, but the announcement that Hayden Christensen is coming back has definitely piqued my interest a lot higher than it previously was. As previously announced, this will be directed by Deborah Chow, following her work on 2 episodes from The Mandalorian's first season. Filming is set to begin in March of 2021. Then we have The Bad Batch. I already did a video back when this show was announced, and we haven't really gotten much new information. I will link to that video in the comments, and you can get all the info we have on that show. All they did here was put out a pretty cool teaser trailer, and as far as we know, it is supposed to be coming out in 2021. Then there's Star Wars Visions. This is going to be an anthology of anime shorts set in the Star Wars galaxy, and they will be hiring Japanese anime creators for the series. I'm not the biggest anime fan, but seeing as how much influence Lucas had from Japanese cinema and just culture in general in the creation of Star Wars, there is something kind of poetic about getting a Japanese take on the galaxy all these years later, and this will also be coming in 2021. Then there is Lando. This will be a limited series coming from Justin Simien. He's the creator of Dear White People. There is no news yet on whether or not Donald Glover is returning, or if it's even going to be live action, or if it's going to be animated. But for right now, I'm guessing it's going to be live action, and if so, there's no way they're not going to bring back Donald Glover, considering how well received his take on Lando was in Solo. Another big question is whether or not this show is going to be set before or after Solo, and if it's set afterwards, is it going to continue some of the storylines that were left hanging at the end of Solo? Like, are we going to see more of Kira? Maybe Darth Maul? Personally, I would have chosen Solo 2 over this. That said, young Lando is a really fun character, and so this show should be a blast. Up next, we have Star Wars Acolyte. This will be the show coming from Russian Doll creator Leslie Headland, and it's going to be set in the High Republic era. I have been very excited, looking forward to all of the books and comics that are going to be coming out for the High Republic very soon, and I have been really hoping that they would also set a show in that era, and it appears they are. So, quoting the broadcast, The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. I'm intrigued to see if this is going to be following a Sith character. Obviously, the term Acolyte in Star Wars has, as far as I know, primarily been used to refer to Sith acolytes. And if so, it's going to have to be a very low-key story because the entire galaxy believes that the Sith are extinct at this point of time. So that's going to be intriguing. Either way, I am just very glad that they're committing to this High Republic period and that they're not just putting books and comics, but they're also investing in a live-action show. That's going to be cool. Next up, we have A Droid Story. This will be an animated show following an as-of-yet unknown new droid alongside C-3PO and R2-D2 as they go on a special mission. I'm expecting something along the lines of like Forces of Destiny with this one, which is great. So far, Disney has done a really good job of putting out material for young children. Obviously, it's important to bring in a whole new generation of young fans. But if this is along the lines of a Forces of Destiny, that means it's probably not for me. I'm not in that target audience. But I am glad they are chasing the next generation. This will be produced in partnership between Lucasfilm Animation and Industrial Light and Magic. Then moving on to the movie announcements. First, we had the confirmation that Taika Waititi is indeed still developing his Star Wars film. As far as I can tell from the announcement, it seems that this will be a standalone feature and not the start of a new trilogy. And my guess is that this is going to be the 2025 Star Wars feature, which means it's going to be in development for a really long time. And finally, what I think is the biggest announcement out of this broadcast, the next Star Wars film will be Rogue Squadron. It is going to be directed by Patty Jenkins of the two Wonder Woman films. And this is going to be coming out in December of 2023. Personally, I am not at all familiar with Rogue Squadron. I haven't read any of the comics, the books, or played the games. It's just a Star Wars property that I never got a chance to experience. But this seems to be something that is very big in the fandom, and people seem to be very excited for it. But a movie about Star Wars combat pilots sounds pretty awesome, and Patty Jenkins is pretty good at her job, so I'm sure this is going to be awesome. As of yet, there is no information on who's going to be writing this film. That's going to be big news, which is going to tell us a lot about just what this movie is going to be like. Now, as far as things that were not mentioned in the broadcast, sadly, there was nothing on Rian Johnson's trilogy. I don't think that's going to happen, which makes me very sad. Like, if Rian Johnson was getting his trilogy and that was confirmed here, that would be the thing that I would be most excited about out of all this amazing news. But I think this is going to go down alongside things like the 1313 game and Star Wars Underworld as some of the great missed opportunities for the saga. Also, there was no word at all on the Kevin Feige-produced Star Wars film that was announced a while back, or the film that was in development from J.D. Dillard and Matt Owens. That said, the 2027 film release date that they announced for a Star Wars feature is unfilled. So that could be one of those two films, or those two projects could be going on the very, very long list of Star Wars films or shows that were announced that never happened. And for that matter, there's absolutely no guarantee that all of the shows that were announced here today are actually going to happen. We've had a lot of Star Wars projects announced since 2012, and quite a few of them just fizzled out and disappeared. So it's quite possible that several of these projects won't actually see the light of day. Yeah, so that was all of the news from the shareholders call today, and I gotta say, I was not expecting to get this many announcements. I was thinking maybe 2 or 3 shows, maybe a movie confirmation, but holy crap, this was a lot. And I am just floored. And honestly, it's gonna take me a couple days to process just how much awesomeness is coming down the tubes. So that's going to be all for today. Come join us over on Facebook in the Outer Rim of Star Wars group. It's a group dedicated to positive and constructive Star Wars fan interaction. And we're just having a blast over there with all of the awesome stuff that just came out. So come join us and join the conversation. And I will see you guys in the next Mando review for Chapter 15. See you then.